Hi and welcome to English Study Hour. Today we are talking about simple present tense. Simple present tense has many possibilities to use it in different sentences according to different situations. First of all, present simple tense is used to show the general actions, something that we always do, something that we often do, something that we do on the regular basis. Secondly, simple present tense helps us to show the daily routines. For example, I eat my breakfast at 7 o'clock every morning. Or another example, I drive car for about 2 hours every morning. The second one, scientific facts. When we're talking about something that everybody knows on the scientific basis, we use simple present tense. For example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Another scientific fact, all stars are made of glowing gases. And one more, the oceans produce most of the oxygen on the planet. In this sentence, we are talking about a scientific fact. Therefore, we're using simple present tense. Number 3, we use simple present tense with the time words and expressions. Here, we need to be very careful because specific time words are used before the verb. We call them adverbs of time, and we use them always before the verb. Here is the list of them: always, usually, often, sometimes, occasionally, rarely, hardly ever, seldom, never. We use these words together with simple present tense to show the action which happens in general. For example, I always help my friends, or I sometimes visit my uncle at weekends. Another group of word combinations that we use in simple present tense is the expressions. These words we always use at the end of the sentence, and these are the following: every day, every week, every weekend, once a day, once a month, twice a day, twice a year, 3 times a week, in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon, on Sundays, on Mondays, at the weekends. These word combinations we always use at the end of the sentence. We can't use them in the middle of the sentence. Number 4, we use present simple tense when we are talking about the timetables or programs which generally stay the same, which are not changeable. Here, however, we would like to talk about the future events. So these sentences using present actually mean future action. For example, the bus comes at 9 tomorrow. The bus comes at 9 tomorrow means that it is a schedule. The bus comes at 9 for sure. It is according to a program, according to the schedule, that the bus is going to be at my bus station at 9 o'clock in the morning. I know about it, and I know that it's going to be there for sure because it is a program, it is a schedule. So, although I'm talking about the future, tomorrow, I'm still using simple present tense because it shows a plan, a schedule, or a program. Number 5, we use simple present tense with the words think, sure, probably, possibly, believe, and maybe. For example, I'm sure this is a good idea. He is probably a very good master. These are the key words which show us that we have simple present tense in the sentence. Number 6, we use simple present tense in exclamatory sentences. For example, look at the sky, or the sun is so warm today. The exclamatory sentence show our feelings that we experience right now. Therefore, it is a simple present tense. Number 7, we use simple present tense when we are talking about the permanent states. Permanent states mean that something is not changing, that something is the same all the time. For example, my grandmother is 65 years old. So my grandmother is 65 years old today, and tomorrow she will be still 65 years old. She is not going to be 30 or 20 again. Or the sky is so blue this week. The blue sky is a permanent state. Most probably it is a summertime, and because of that, the sky is permanently blue. Number 8, we use simple present tense with the word if when we are talking about a conditional sentence referring to the future. Actually, we mean the future event. We would like to stress on the future action. However, after the word if, we can't use the word will. We can't do that. So we have to use simple present tense, although we are talking about the future. For example, if I feel good tomorrow, I will come and visit you. If I feel good tomorrow, I'm talking about the future, tomorrow. However, I'm using simple present tense. If I feel good tomorrow. In this case, I have to use present simple tense because I have the word if at the beginning of the sentence. After if, we never use will. We use will in the second part of the sentence. If I feel good tomorrow, I will come and visit you. Number 9, we use simple present tense with specific words such as if, when, as soon as, till, until, before, and after. When we are talking about the future events, we use these words, and after these words, we can't use will to identify the future. We have to use simple present tense. For example, as soon as I finish my presentation, I will call you back. As soon as I finish my presentation, I use simple present tense, although I'm talking about the future. After the word as soon as, I can't use form will. I have to use simple present tense. So one more time, the words if, when, as soon as, till, until, before, and after. After these words, we need to use simple present tense to show the future events, the future actions. Now let's talk about 3 groups of the verbs. In English, we have 3 main groups of the verbs. The first is the group to be. Here, in present simple tense, we will have 3 main forms: am, is, are. This group means situation. This group shows that something is not happening, something is stative. So it is a situation. For example, I am at home, or she is in the garden. There are no actions in these sentences. There are only situations. The second group, the verb to have. To have in simple present tense has 2 forms, have and has. For example, I have a wonderful friend, or she has a blue winter jacket. This verb, the verb to have, also shows situation or possession, so there is no action. This verb never shows action. But another group, the third group of the verbs, they are all showing actions, different actions that are happening on the regular basis because we are talking about simple present tense. For example, I work every day, or she plays piano very well. When we talk about action verbs, negative form, we have 2 additional verbs to use. The first is don't, and the second is doesn't. Don't is formed with the help of additional verb do plus negative particle not. Doesn't is formed with the help of additional word does and a particle not. And the form is she doesn't like spaghetti. I don't like rainy days. Now we are coming to spelling rules. When we talk about simple present tense action words, in the third person singular, we have to add letter S at the end of all the action verbs. For example, I go, she goes. I speak, he speaks. We sleep, she sleeps. I paint, he paints. In these cases, we have to remember about specific spelling rules, the rules that help us to write correctly. And the first rule is if the verb ends in CH, SH, double S, X, or O, we have to add ES. For example, I catch a fish, she catches a fish. I catch flu every winter, she catches flu every winter. Since the verb finishes with ch, catch, we have to put additionally es. Catches, she catches, he catches. Number 2, if the verb finishes with y and a consonant before it, we have to add I plus es at the end of this verb. For example, I try to do my best. She tries to do her best. The verb try finishes with y. Therefore, we have to change y into I and put additionally es. Tries. That's all for today. If you found this useful, please like, comment, and subscribe.